Coming up, Fargo police say they are searching for 2 men who were involved in a shooting downtown that happened early this morning. And the CDC has released guidance on how to safely celebrate the holidays this year. Plus, small businesses are getting a boost as local festivals help keep their businesses going. Valley News Live at 10 starts now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Tonight, we are following a developing story. The Fargo Police Department is searching for 2 men who may have been involved in a disturbance that resulted in a woman getting shot in downtown Fargo. Authorities say officers were called at 2 a.m. this morning for a report of a possible shooting in the 600 block of Broadway. When they arrived, they learned a disturbance had occurred between 2 women and 2 men. FPD says one of the men fired a gun, causing one of the women to suffer a minor gunshot wound to the leg. According to police, both men fled the scene following the incident. Fargo PD says both individuals they are searching for are both black males. One of the men has a thin build and is about 6 feet 3 inches tall, while the other is a shorter male and has dreadlocks with gold tips. If anyone has information about this incident or the whereabouts of these men, you are asked to call the Red River Regional Dispatch at the number listed on your screen. While Democrats are dealing with divisions amongst themselves, President Biden says he's confident the infrastructure bill will advance eventually. But for now, Biden senior advisor Cedric Richmond says there is no timetable for the proposal. John Lawrence reports.
We're going to get it done.
President Biden staying optimistic as 2 major spending bills remain in limbo on Capitol Hill.
There is no reason why both these bills couldn't pass independently, except that they're not the votes to do it that way.
The lack of votes from the Democratic Party comes largely from the price tag of the economic package, the Build Better Act. Progressives want $3.5 trillion, while key moderates like Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema say that's too much.
We don't talk about it in terms of the number. We talk about it in terms of the needs that we need to meet for the people, in terms of the child tax credit, in terms of making sure that we bring health care costs down, in terms of prescription drugs, making sure that we make it more affordable.
Although President Biden's $1.2 trillion infrastructure package got 19 GOP votes in the Senate in August, its fate in the House is now in question, with Democrats at odds over if it should be linked to the larger spending package.
Bernie Sanders, the far left Democrats are driving the bus, and Joe Biden is just along for the ride.
And some Republicans say the White House's plan will hit Americans in the wallet.
People are feeling the bite of inflation right now when they buy groceries, when they buy gas, all of those things. And they think if this stuff passes, this massive spending and tax bill, that inflation is going to get much worse.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
More than 120,000 gallons of crude oil from an offshore oil rig has leaked into the waters off the coastline of California in what city officials are calling a potential ecological disaster. According to the Coast Guard, the slick was approximately 13 square miles in size. The slick has also forced the closing of beach access along the coastline. Officials so far are not naming the responsible company, but said they are working to find the cause of the leak. And a bomb exploded in the entrance of a mosque in the Afghan capital today, killing a number of civilians, according to a Taliban spokesman. This is the first major attack on the city since the departure of U.S. forces. The bomb targeted the mosque in Kabul, where a memorial service was being held for the mother of another Taliban spokesman. According to the Taliban, their fighters were not harmed in the attack. Hundreds marched today from the North Dakota State Capitol complex to the hospitals in downtown Bismarck in response to COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Some say the vaccine mandates by private companies and the federal government are overstepping and affecting millions of people. The event organizer, who is a CNA at a local hospital, says this was a march for medical freedom.
This isn't just for people that are being forced to get the vaccine or anything, and I'm not anti-vax by any means. I just think that it should be a choice.
Supporters of the vaccine who also attended in opposition said they believed the rally was irresponsible. Federal employees will soon have to roll up their sleeves to get a COVID-19 shot. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management says agency and department officials can enforce the Biden White House's vaccine mandates next month. According to a memo, disciplinary actions for unvaccinated federal workers begin on November 9th. But if employees keep resisting to get a shot or provide a legitimate legal exception, they can be terminated. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued new guidance on how to celebrate safely during the holidays. First, they say make sure you are fully vaccinated if you are eligible. The CDC also recommends hosting a video chat party opposed to an in-person gathering. But if you are attending a gathering at someone else's home, outdoor parties are always safer than indoor ones. If you are hosting a party indoors, try opening a window and letting some fresh air in. They also say it's best to always wear a mask in public indoor spaces. Today marks the last day in an exhibit honoring more than 680,000 COVID-19 victims will be on display. Family members and friends made their way from all areas of the country to walk through the hundreds of thousands of white flags covering 20 acres of the National Mall, each flag honoring Americans who have died of COVID-19. The public art installation was created by a Maryland artist. It took more than 300 volunteers and 3 days to complete. Later on Valley News Live, local festivals are helping aid small businesses as they continue to try to bounce back from the impacts of COVID-19. But first, summer is in with a first look at your weekly forecast.